Because, hey, why not? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. None of your silly, silly StarCraft 2 music. Brood War music, yes, much better. I bring you Evil Genius's Idra. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the southwest of this map, versus his opponent, Harpner. He's in the green trunks. He is playing Protoss to the northeast. Harpner put on an exceptional display against Cloud. However, Idra is currently, let's come up with the right synonym, murdering him. Yes, that's pretty much what's happening. Idra showing an extreme dominance right there. The Forge Fast Expand for Harpner failing miserably as 6 Zerglings bust the gateway and rip apart everything inside the base within a couple of minutes of the game starting. Not exactly the ideal position you want to be in. Oh well. He deals with it as best he can, which unfortunately was to go DTs, which Idra spotted. He was able to spot the Twilight Council simply by running up to the Forge Fast Expansion blockade that was at the front of Harpner's base. Said, oh look, a Twilight Council, you're in a desperate economic situation. I wonder if you're building DTs. It turns out you're building DTs. Shock frickin' horror. And Idra was able to shut those down without any problems whatsoever. Alright, so the question is, what does he do this time around? He went with a good Roach Infester mix that time around with Zerglings in play as well. It did the job against Protoss. Big Zealot Archon force didn't really do what it was supposed to do, honestly. It was a lot of Archons. I mean, there were 7 on the field, but no. Absolutely not. Just a reminder, folks, there are multiple channels casting ESWC, lots of different games going on, so pick your poison. Head over to owned.tv/event/ESWC for the hub page. You can pick from foreign languages and all of the currently available streams for ESWC. Go pick the one that you like, stick with it, and enjoy some great esports action. Oh, yes. Okay, Harpner, what you up to? A gateway on the way. That excites me. He isn't going for Forge Fast Expand this time around. That would be silly. Didn't work out so well for him. And Crossfire is a bad map for it. Tal'Darim, much better. Crossfire, no. Mostly because you know exactly where your opponent is, so it's too risky. Too easy to bust early on. Idra going spawning pool first, and actually taking gas this time around, varying things up just a little bit. Just see what he decides to do with that. All sorts of possibilities. Metabolic boost on the way up for him as well. Just going to play a nice straight-up game. Says, why is Harpner hanging around this area? He's certainly going to be able to do anything there, aside from, of course, prevent an expansion for a little bit of time. Unfortunately, there are Zerglings on the field, so that's not going to work. Oh, Harpner. Harpner, you cheeky individual. Doesn't matter, he's just donated free minerals to Idra, who is no doubt very happy about that. It is a gift laid at his feet, prostrated as a tribute. 25 minerals thrown away for no real good reason there. The hatchery now going down. This is not Brood War music. No. It's not Brood War music. No. Bad. Bad music. Play this one. Much better. Now, the question is, what does Harpner do against Idra? Because Idra's form there looked pretty much impeccable. Wasn't really an awful lot that could be done, honestly. Second gateway to follow that one up, and Idra's just going to waltz right into the base, because hey, why not? Harpner drew himself off the line. Hold command. Yes, a nice thing to have. Alright. Gets into the mineral line and finds out everything that's going on. He sees the 2 gateways going down. He notes the gas counts. He sees everything he needs to see in order to continue with his game. Looking a little bit dicey for Harpner, I have to say, who was looking on great form against Cloud, but against Idra, not so much. There's the expansion. Roach won't to follow that one up. Could just be looking for a nice early win with a large Roach bust on the front line right there. We've seen that Harpner has been stuck on one base for quite some time. Noting the 3 gateways, which will perhaps lead into an expansion. A couple of sentries on the field indicate that that is likely to happen soon. There you go. He spent those resources on sentries, which means he's saving up for the expo. The problem is, of course, that these roaches are probably going to land about the time that this expansion starts going up. So it's going to be hard to hold, honestly, for Harpner. It's going to be pretty damn tricky. We'll see how well he does there. Is this going to be an immediate roach follow-up? 4 roaches. How many more? He's still got a couple of Zerglings on the field, so he's not fully committing to it. Getting a reasonable number of units to poke at the front line. Don't see why not. Harpner doesn't have any Stalkers right now. Purely Sentry and Zealot, which is not enough to deal with Roaches. There we go. 5 roaches and 12 zerglings. Now looking to get aggressive. Knows that his opponent is only expanding right about now. Knows there's a vulnerability there that can be potentially exploited. And is now heading across the map to do just that. Robotics facility on the way. Getting an immortal out would be useful against these roaches, but it's going to be too late, I feel. This attack is going to strike quite shortly. Crossfire is not so much of a jog. Harpner may be able to delay it, or he might end up getting completely caught out of position here. The Zelnaga Tower is held by Idra. Oh my. Idra heading around the side. Harpner is all the way back into his natural right now in a defensive posture. I'm really concerned right now for Harpner. Honestly, I'm very, very worried. Because here it comes. There's the surround. Oh my, that's free sentries. That's Idra's favorite kind of sentry. Even catching the transfer as it goes down. The Zerglings ripping Harpner's army to pieces. That robotics facility will not live. Neither will Harpner. GG. Idra looking in dominant form right here. Takes this entire series.